أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة، حي على الصلاة، حي على الفلاح، حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر.
Assalamu alaikum.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah. Asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Hayya 'alas shalah. Hayya 'alas shalah. Hayya 'alal falah. Hayya 'alal falah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا وسندنا مولانا محمد عبده ورسوله حبيبه وخليله. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. واتل عليهم نبأ بني آدم بالحق إذ قربا قربانا فتقبل من أحدهما ولم يتقبل من الآخر قال لأقتلنك قال إنما يتقبل الله من المتقين. قال الله عز وجل يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فأنقذكم منها كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تهتدون. قال الله عز وجل يا أيها الذين اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the cherisher and the sustainer of the world. May choices, salutations, and the blessing my Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Month of Dhul-Qa'dah is passing half and approaching month of Dhul-Hajj. Muslims from around the world, they are proceeding towards Mecca to perform one of obligation and one of the pillar of Islam. For some of them, they are preparing for Hajj. Some of them, they are already there. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take them and return them back safely. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for all those who are intending or those who are proceeding. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept their hajj and their ibadat. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us all in our life to fulfill this obligation to perform hajj and to make us visit Haramain al-Sharifain. As hajj and Qurbani, Sometimes we need to know the background or the history of Qurbani and history of Hajj. This is for our knowledge, for our information, that we should learn, because Hajj is obligation, Hajj is a farad. We must learn about Hajj. And the Qurbani, those who can afford it, those who are paying zakah, those who are affording Qurbani, it becomes a wajib according to Hanafi school of thought, or Sunnat-e-Mu'akkada according to Shafi'i school of thought, because Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the person who can afford it, Qurbani, and they are not doing it, they must not approach to our musalla. From this hadith, the fuqaha, they have outlined, so it means the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam laid great stress on it. So it becomes qareebul wajib, or Sunnat-e-Mu'akkada qareebul wajib. So it becomes compulsory that we are not doing it. And that because Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam has performed Qurbani every year, so it becomes Sunnat-e-Mu'akkada. So anyhow, Hajj and a Qurbani, they go side by side. But yes, for our information, what comes first? What was the first? What is a significance, and what is a history of Qurbani, and what's a history of Hajj? When we look at the Qurbani, for the first time in human history, the Qurbani was performed and was offered by Habil and Qabil. It started from Sayyidina Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. As ayah that I have recited, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَاتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ بَنَيْ آدَمَ بِالْحَقِّ إِذْ قَرَّبَا قُرْبَانًا فَتُقُبِّلَ مِنْ أَحَدِهِمَا وَلَمْ يُتَقَبَّلْ مِنَ الْآخَرِ قَالَ لَأَقْتُلَنَّكَ قَالَ إِنَّمَا يَتَقَبَّلُ اللَّهُ مِنَ الْمُتَّقِينَ. وَاتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ بَنَيْ آدَمَ بِالْحَقِّ. وَاتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ, say tilawa, say to them that the story of the children of Adam alayhi salam bil haqq, with fear, with truth. فَقَرَّبَ إِذْ تَقَرَّبَ قُرْبَانًا إِذْ قَرَّبَ قُرْبَانًا فَتُقُبِّلَ مِنْ أَحَدِهِمَا وَلَمْ يُتَقَبَّلْ مِنْ الْآخَرِ. When they offered Qurbani, when they offered sacrifice, and one of their sacrifice was accepted, and the other one, Qurbani, was rejected. قَالَ لَأَقْتُلَنَّكَ قَالَ إِنَّمَا يَتَقَبَّلُ اللَّهُ مِنَ الْمُتَّقِينَ. The one's Qurbani was rejected, and he said to his brother, I will kill you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Allah will be back from those who are muttaqun. So it goes according to Quran and according to saying of Rasulullah, the Sayyidina Adam's son Habil and Qabil, when they had conflict, when they had some arguments. And this story again goes, is a lengthy but make it short. So they were asked that while they were arguing and they had conflict, and if you would like to know that who is true and who is false, offer Qurbani. And it used to be sign at that time that whose Qurbani is going to be accepted, that a fire will come from the sky and will consume the sacrificial animal or whatever they offered. If the fire consuming, this was a sign that it's accepted. If the fire is not consuming, fire not burning, so it means that it's rejected. So when they both offered, and a Habil, he had many cattle, and he selected one of the best animals, and he offered for sacrifice. And a Qabil, being a farmer, he collected his crops, and he offered, and what happened, the fire came and burned and consumed the animal of Habil. So he was accepted. And then Qabil was really, he got mad and he was jealous, and he said, I will kill you, and he killed him. That was first Qurbani was offered, and the first murder on earth. So this sacrifice tradition was carried on in different forms and different shapes. And then comes to Sayyidina Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam. And Sayyidina Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi wassalam, the story, all know that. When he had a dream to offer to sacrifice his son, his beloved son, his only beloved son. And Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, he sacrificed and he keep on adding the animals, camels, and he keep on adding, but finally what happened that, he had no choice, but he wanted to fulfill this, the obligation and commands by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he got ready to sacrifice his son. فَلَمَّا أَسْلَمَ وَتَلَّهُ لِلْجَبِينِ وَنَادَيْنَاهُ أَن يَا إِبْرَاهِيمُ. And when they both submitted, and Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, actually that he started slaughtering or sacrificing his son, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved Sayyidina Hazrat Ismail alayhi salatu wassalam, and the ram was slaughtered, and this tradition is on till now and will remain to the day of judgment. When the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam was asked, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ma hadith adahi? The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Sunnat abikum Ibrahim, that this is a sunnah of your father Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi wasallam. And right now that we are sacrificing animals, we are commemorating and we are celebrating this sacrifice made by Sayyidina Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi wasallam and Hazrat Ismail alayhi wasallam. So this history goes from Adam alayhi wasallam and continues until Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi wasallam, and this is the background of that of sacrifice. Then again, when Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam migrated from Makkah to Medina, when Eid and the sacrifice again was performed, and Eid was performed when the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam migrated from Makkah to Medina. And Anas qala قدم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم المدينة ولهم يومان يلعبون فيهما فقال ما هذان اليومان قالوا كنا نلعب فيهما في الجاهلية فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قد أبدلكم الله بهما خيرا منهما يوم الأضحى ويوم الفطر رواه أبو داود بإسناد صحيح. Hazrat Anas radiallahu anhu reported that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam arrived in Medina, and we used to have 2 days. We used to have this festival. We used to go out and celebrate. So Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked, "Ma hadan yawman? What are these 2 days? What you guys are doing? What is actually that? What's the significance of that?" So Sahaba Ikram said, "Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we used to have in time of Jahiliyyah these 2 days when the weather used to be moderate, and we used to go out and we will carry on that." But Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Qad abdalakumullahu." قد أبدلكم الله بهما خيرا منهما يوم الأضحى ويوم الفطر. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has substituted, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has changed these 2 days with 2 other better days. These are the Yawm al-Adha wa Yawm al-Fitr. So from this hadith that we have learned that Eid was performed right after migration. When the Rasul made a hijrah from Makkah to Medina, and the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam started performing Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. Then, عن ابن عمر قال أقام رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بالمدينة 10 سنين يضحي. As Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu says, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam stayed in Medina 10 years after migration. 10 years in Medina, and he sacrificed every year. He sacrificed every year. What it means, right after migration, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to sacrifice and used to make qurbani every year. So from this hadith we have learned that the Eid was performed and the sacrifice was made is for the first time from Adam alayhi wasallam, then Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi wasallam, then continued, and Sayyidina Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam continued this tradition and the sunnah of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi wasallam right after migration, after hijrah. Now when Hajj was performed, again the tradition of Hajj is related to Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi wasallam when he built the Kaaba, and after building the Kaaba, وَأَذِّنْ فِي النَّاسِ بِالْحَجِّ, then he proclaimed, then he announced, so people start coming, and people's hearts attract were attracted towards this, Mecca, and Hajj was performed by different shapes. Then, with the passage of time, the people they forgot, and they added some false, they added they had some misconceptions, and the false traditions were implemented. And then the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's time, when the Rasul Sallallahu lived in Mecca, Hajj was not made compulsory. There were different kind of people. They have a different, their own way to perform Hajj. Some of them they will go up to Muzdalifah, some of them will go up to Arafah, some of them they will only make tawaf, some of them will make naked tawaf and whistling and clapping, and all false tradition was implemented. Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam migrated from Mecca to Medina. First year, second year, third year, up to ninth year of Hijri, Hajj was not made compulsory. Hajj was not farad. Rasul Sallallahu did not perform Hajj after migration. Yet there was some Umrah was performed. When this ayah was read, إِنَّمَا الْمُشْرِكُونَ نَجَسٌ فَلَا يَقْرَبُوا الْمَسْجِدَ الْحَرَامَ بَعْدَ عَامِهِمْ هَذَا. The Mushrikun, they are impure. They must not approach Masjid al-Haram from this year. And the ninth, إِنَّا وَلَبَيْتِ مُدِيَ لِنَاسِ الَّذِي بِبَكَّةَ مُبَارَكًا وَهُدًى لِلْعَالَمِينَ فِيهِ آيَاتٌ بَيِّنَاتٌ مَقَامُ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمَنْ دَخَلَهُ كَانَ آمِنًا وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حِجُّ الْبَيْتِ مَنِ اسْتَطَاعَ إِلَيْهِ سَبِيلًا. And this ayah was revealed the ninth year of Hijri. And from this ayah the Hajj became farad. And the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did not perform Hajj at that year. And Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, he was Amirul Hajj. He was leading caravan. And when this Innama al-Mushrikun najasun, the Mushrikun are impure. When this ayah was revealed, Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu was asked to convey this message, and he left after Sayyidina Hazrat Abu Bakr, and this ayah cited. And the ninth year of Hijri, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did not perform Hajj. And the next year, 10th year of Hijri, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam performed the Hajj that was considered his first Hajj and the last Hajj. He performed only one Hajj. And how many Qurbani he made? He migrated from Makkah to Medina every year. So what it means, that one thing that we have learned, Qurbani and Hajj, Qurbani is not related with the Hajj. As some of us sometimes we confuse, they say, Qurbani is related with the Hajj. No, Qurbani was performed even before Hajj. That's the one thing. And those are performing the Hajj, they are offering sacrifice and for Hajj Quran, for Hajj Tamattu. So this Qurbani is a part of Hajj. Although the Hujjaj, they are not praying Eid. They are not performing Eid. So Eid and Qurbani is for all the rest of the people, those who are not praying, those who are not performing Hajj, those who are away from Makkah and Haramain. That's why sometimes they have some small conflicts. The people
আমরা